Inside this video, I'm going to talk about nutritional repair. Up until this point, you've identified your facts, you're clear on what your metabolism is doing, and you also understand that unless your nutrition and your exercise point towards building muscle, then all of your efforts are ultimately in vain. To really gain the sustainability and the bang for your buck from your efforts, you do need to focus on repair. And that's why you're here. So let's talk about nutrition, and my goal for today is to really simplify the nutrition for you so that you can look at something and know exactly what it is, rather than having to look up lists and go through multiple equations in your head, right? So in everyday life, you do need to have a simple process, and that's what this essentially will be. I'm going to define for you what a metabolically precise meal is, what it does for your body, and I'm going to show you how to construct one. So a metabolically precise meal is a meal that makes you look, feel, and function optimally. Think of food as though they are ones and zeros going into a computer. When you type on the keyboard or you tap your phone, the processor gets some information and it does something, right? And the same thing goes for food. When you put food into your body, it can either tell your body to have energy or feel lethargic. It can tell your body to gain fat or store fat. It can also tell your body to build muscle or get rid of muscle, okay? So thinking of food like this really simplifies the equation, because there's no longer bad or good food. There's just food that takes you towards your goals and food that takes you away from your goal. And if you're eating a higher percentage of food that goes towards your goal, then you're going to have a better chance of actually getting there. So how do you construct a metabolically precise meal? There's three things. The first thing is a first-class protein. The second thing is a plant food based on your metabolic window, which you will learn more as you go on, and a food that is high in omega-3. Now, each of these foods have a different role to play in constructing this meal. I'm going to start with first-class protein. A first-class protein is easily identifiable by knowing a few things. The first thing you need to know is what essential amino acids are. They are simply the building blocks of your body. If you take a chunk of meat in your hand, amino acids make up the muscle and everything else, the skin, the material in the organs, hair, nails, etc. So they are literally the building blocks of your body. You need to have 8 essential amino acids in your diet. Your body cannot produce these amino acids, and the richest source of these amino acids is animal protein. There is a plant food protein, soy, that has all 8, but in today's video we're going to talk about first-class proteins that come from animals. The other requirement to become a first-class protein is for it to be low in fat. It needs to be 10 grams or less per 100 grams, so less than 10%. So as you can see here on the left, there's a few different examples, and if you want more examples, you can go to your manual. Charts 1 to 4 have all of the examples of the foods that I'm going to talk about today. The first thing I'll talk about here is white fish. Now, white fish is very high in protein. It's also very low in fat. Okay, next to the fish, you've got a meat that is particularly high in fat, but you can trim the fat off, and that would also be a first-class protein. I don't have any steak here today. Nothing wrong with red meat at all. The highly marbled red meats typically are higher in fat, so sticking to lean cuts where you can see more red than white is the easiest way to think about it. I've got some eggs here. Now, eggs are fantastic little nuggets of nutrition. However, they are relatively high in fat. So if you are eating egg, I do recommend that you pair 1 or 2 eggs with a half cup or a cup of egg whites. Now, you can crack the egg whites yourself. You don't have to buy them in the carton. These are just convenient. You can buy them in your supermarket. But if you don't have access to egg whites, you can crack them yourselves and just get rid of the yolk. Okay, great for dogs, by the way. I've got some mince here. Now, this is a point of contention. Some people are really unsure when it comes to processed meats. This is mince, and this is relatively low in fat. Okay, it's got the less than 10 grams per 100 grams. The whiter the meat gets, the more fat that's in it. This is in regards to red meat. If you think about chicken mince, it's already white. Okay, all you're looking for there is more meat than the really dense flecks of fat through it. Okay, I've also got some tuna in a can, skim milk, low fat, no sugar added yogurt. And they comprise your first class proteins. The second food I'm going to talk about now is plant foods. Now, both have a role to play, both are neither good or bad. Incorporating them is going to have different benefits. The first I'll talk about is low energy plant food. To easily identify these, they come from the ground. They look as though they are as they've been picked, okay? And they come in two forms, frozen or fresh. Now, neither are better than the other. Okay, if you like your fresh, then go with your fresh. If you're not too concerned about having frozen, there is a particular benefit of that. It's snap frozen, so it doesn't have the time to lose its nutrition as this stuff does when it's refrigerated or it's transported in a truck. Okay, so choose based on your budget. The same goes with your meat. Choose meats that are based on your budget, but fit the description. And the same goes here. You'll typically find that when fresh is in season, it's cheaper than frozen, but when fresh is out of season, frozen is cheaper than fresh. Canned plant foods, we've got some black beans, but any lentil, and we've got some canned corn there. Just look for the salt reduced. However, there's nothing particularly wrong with canned plant food as well. The other point of contention I'm going to address here is the fruit. Now, this gets quite a bad rap. Fructose, when it's processed and it's in a syrup form, is not the greatest for you. Okay, that's kind of like having 100 apples in one hit. When you're eating fruit as in its natural form, it's great for you. It's got heaps of micronutrients, same as the vegetables, and it's very low in energy. Okay, you can eat this and you can get away with eating as much of it as you like, unless you're shooting for ridiculously low levels of body fat. Okay, so fruits, low energy plant food. The only one that really stands out here are bananas. Bananas are higher in energy, so they do kind of sit into the high energy group here. They're a little bit of a grey line, but if you're used to eating chocolate bars, then a banana isn't going to be the worst choice, okay? And this is why coaching is really important, because coaching helps to really define the black and white when areas are grey like this. So for somebody who is 10 kilos overweight, a banana isn't going to be the worst choice. But for somebody who is close to their goals, wants to lose the last 1 to 2 kilos, then bananas are better off placed inside the metabolic window. So I'll give you a quick rundown what the metabolic window is. Metabolic window is a window of opportunity where all the nutrients that you eat is channeled towards the places that it's needed. High energy plant foods are really great to replenish glycogen in your muscles and to ready you for your next intense workout. So if you think of an intense workout like fire or ice, it's going to deplete you of energy. Afterwards, if you want to have energy for the next training session, you need to have some of this stuff. Okay? High energy plant foods are easily identifiable because they look like they're the furthest away from what they were when they were picked. Okay? So if you think of wheat is a grass, doesn't look anything like bread. High energy plant food. You've got some oats here, okay? Again, oats come up in grass, doesn't really look like grass to me. High energy plant food. Corn thins, okay? There are some grey areas with low energy plant food that get turned into high energy plant food. The easiest thing off the top of my head I can think of is kale chips, lentil chips. We've got all these kinds of chips coming out that aren't potato these days. Because they've gone through a couple of processes and they don't look like they did when they come from the ground, again, classed as high energy plant food. The aim here, and I'll go back, sorry, for the first class protein, incorporate this into every meal as much as you can. It's going to reduce your hunger levels, it's going to increase satiety from a meal, so that feeling of fullness. It's going to control your blood sugar levels. It's also going to give your body the repair building blocks that it needs so that you actually physically repair and get the benefits from exercise. Incorporate low energy plant food into every meal as well. These have your micronutrients. It's going to give you the lowest sustained energy that you need to keep your blood sugar levels consistent throughout the day. It'll prevent crashes in the afternoon, okay, and it'll make you again feel full. Your high energy plant foods, they go in the window, and that's in that time space just before a workout and to about 3 hours afterwards. Again, you'll learn more of this as you go along. All you need to know for now is where to put these, and around your workouts is okay for now. The third thing that I'm going to talk about here is your omega-3 fats. So these particular groups of food are really good for reduction of inflammation in the body, so reducing swelling, not only on the outside but on the inside, so at a cellular level. Think of your cells like balloons. Any balloon that is blown up too much is going to last a little a time than something that's blown up to an adequate amount. When your cells are expanded too much, they die off quicker, you have more cell turnover, and you get some problems, right? Namely, as you age, you get health problems, and particularly fat metabolism is impaired, so it stops that energy production inside your body. So omega-3 fats, really important. Fish doubles up as a first-class protein and omega-3 fat. We have some flaxseed meal here. This is great to just sprinkle over desserts and even into salads. Flaxseed oil here. Now, don't go too nuts on this stuff. A small teaspoon is enough in a couple of meals a day to begin with. And as I said earlier, coaching really helps to navigate yourself through incorporating this stuff here. Omega-3. I've got some cooking oil here because I know this can be a question that often comes up as well. When it comes to using any other fat, you want to minimize it as much as possible so that the ratio is more weighted towards this omega-3 stuff here. Okay, so when you're cutting fat off meat, you're helping to improve that omega-3 ratio. When you're using a little bit of cooking oil or cooking oil that doesn't have too much omega-6 in it, again, you're helping that omega-3 ratio. I choose canola oil and a light spray on the pan. That tends to do the job. Olive oil is good as well, amongst some other oils as well. Again, the rule is to reduce the amount you're actually putting in there. The final food group I'm going to talk about is the miscellaneous. That is flavourings. Now, this stuff here will make everything here taste good, and it needs to taste good for you to actually want to eat it, okay? All well and good sitting here, me telling you this, but unless it tastes good, you're not going to eat it. When you're picking the condiments, you want to pick things that have a lower amount of energy in it. You don't want to add too much calories to your meal. So things like passata, okay, it's just tomatoes in a can. You can add some Italian herbs to make that taste Italian. Salt and pepper, we've got some basil here. Cinnamon and all your spices. Salsa. Salsa is really great because it's low in energy as well. And I'm sure you can find some more, like soy sauce, etc. These things are crucial. I can't express how much they are important, okay? So don't think that they're not. It's important on two fronts. First of all, making sure you're not adding too much energy to your meal. So when you're adding flavour, you're not adding too much calories. And also, trying to get the most flavour out of your food.